So there's this new tool making some serious waves in the AI world. It's called Unsloth, and, well, it comes with a really bold promise.
Look, if you've ever tried to train a large language model, you know this feeling. You've got all your data ready, your code is perfect, you hit run, and then bam, your whole system just grinds to a halt, yelling about not having enough memory. It's got to be one of the most common and frustrating roadblocks there is.
Well, this problem actually has a name. It's called the VRAM wall. It's this barrier where the memory that today's powerful models need is just way more than what most developers, researchers, or even small companies can get their hands on. It's a huge bottleneck for innovation. Yeah, let's talk about this VRAM wall. To train these state-of-the-art models, you need a massive amount of GPU memory, or VRAM, and that hardware is expensive. It creates this huge barrier that slows down research and, honestly, stops a lot of brilliant ideas before they can even get started. But what if you could just smash right through that wall?
That's exactly where Unsloth comes into the picture. It's an open source project that was designed from the ground up to tackle this very problem head on.
So, what is it, really? Unsloth is a library that completely optimizes the training process. Its whole goal is to let you train these huge models, but do it way, way faster and with a lot less VRAM. You can pretty much think of it as a supercharger for the AI workflow you're already using. And listen, this isn't about making things just a little bit better. The mission here is fundamentally about democratization. It's about breaking down those hardware barriers that keep the most powerful AI in the hands of just a select few. Okay, that's a fantastic mission statement, but you gotta ask, does it actually deliver? Well, the proof is in the numbers, and this is where things get really, really impressive.
First up, speed. Benchmarks are showing that Unsloth can train models up to 2 times faster than the standard ways of doing things. Now, if you've ever been stuck waiting for hours or even days for a model to train, you know that cutting that time in half is an absolute game changer. And what about that VRAM wall we were just talking about? Unsloth can slash memory usage by a staggering 70%. That means models that were totally impossible to train on your hardware before might now be completely within reach. You can fit bigger models or use larger batches, all on the same GPU. So what's the catch? I mean, with these kinds of huge performance gains, you'd think there has to be a trade-off, right? Some loss in quality? But here's the wild part. There isn't one. Unsloth gets you all the speed and memory savings with zero loss in accuracy because it's not cutting any corners. It's just way more efficient. Okay, so faster training, way less memory, and the exact same accuracy. What does this actually unlock for us? Well, one of the most exciting things is training models with incredibly long context windows, which is absolutely vital for AI that needs to understand big documents or really long conversations. And this chart is where you really see the jaw-dropping difference. Take Llama 3.1 on a 24 GB GPU. Normally, you might get a context length of what, maybe 5,000 tokens. With Unsloth, you get over 78,000. It's not even in the same league. And it gets even more extreme with the really big models. This quote from their docs just says it all. For the massive 70 billion parameter Llama 3.3, Unsloth lets you use a context length that's 13 times longer than what you'd get otherwise, on the same GPU. That's not just an improvement, that's a total transformation. So how on earth is any of this possible? Let's take a quick peek under the hood to see what makes Unsloth tick. The secret sauce here is some seriously deep, low-level engineering. Unsloth uses custom code written in OpenAI's Triton language, a super optimized backpropagation engine, and some really clever memory management tricks. The key takeaway is that this isn't just some simple wrapper. They've fundamentally re-engineered the whole training process for maximum efficiency. And all this power isn't locked down to just 1 or 2 models. Unsloth supports a huge range of the most popular architectures out there. We're talking the Llama and Gemma series, models from QN, DeepSeek, Mistral. It even works with text-to-speech and vision models. Now, all this power and performance might sound super complex, but honestly, one of the best parts about Unsloth is just how ridiculously easy it is to get started. I'm not kidding, it really is this simple. You do a standard pip install, and then you just change one line of code for how you load the model. The rest of your code, like the popular Hugging Face trainer, stays exactly the same. You can pop this into an existing project in literally minutes. And it's built to be compatible with pretty much everything. It runs on Linux, Windows, and WSL.
It supports NVIDIA, AMD, and even new Intel GPUs. It integrates perfectly with the tools you already know, like PyTorch and Hugging Face. There are no hoops to jump through. It just works.
So when you put all this together, what's the big picture? It's really important to zoom out for a second and see what this is all about. Because the real story of Unsloth isn't just the 2x speed or the 70% memory savings. It's about lowering that massive barrier to entry. It's about giving a student or startup or an independent researcher the power to work with the same kinds of models that used to be only for giant tech labs. And that really leaves us with a fascinating question, right? When the VRAM wall finally comes down, when your hardware isn't the main thing holding you back, the bottleneck shifts from your resources to your own creativity. It really makes you wonder what kind of incredible new things people are going to build. What will you create?